Welcome to the High Vibe Soul Podcast, a space where we discuss personal growth, spirituality, motherhood, relationships, and shifting old paradigms so that you can live your most authentic soul-aligned life. I'm your host, Lyndsey, and I founded the High Vibe Soul Company to empower women and support them in becoming their highest, brightest selves. From my light to yours, I am so grateful you're here. Hello, my loves. Welcome to your 2026 year ahead energy forecast. I'm so excited to share this with you. I was just meditating on the energy of 2026 for anyone who is specifically listening to this podcast. So may or may not be different than what it is for the collective. But if you're here, you're listening, this is for you. I've called in your higher self. I've called in your guides and angels of light. And I just want to jump right in. So one thing that they were just sharing with me is that before you can really understand where you're going, it's so important that we reflect on where we've been, and not just for this past year, but for this past 9-year cycle. So I encourage you to do what I did, which is I just wrote out every single year and I kind of looked at what were the big events happening in my life? What challenges was I going through? What did I kind of overcome? It is so eye-opening. Do this also for your personal year because that'll give you a more complete picture. Your personal year numerology is most likely different from the collective year numerology, but there's going to be overlap and you're going to have themes in both. So I was looking at my 9-year cycle and my jaw was on the floor. I'm like, wow, when I started this 9-year cycle, I had just left Chicago, moved to Atlanta with my husband. I got pregnant that year and I had my son by the end of the year, my firstborn. I mean, total 1 year right there. And so many shifts and changes that I would have never predicted happening all within that 1 year span. And it's fascinating because now next year is my personal 9 year and I'm having my last baby. It's pretty incredible to see how these cycles work. I would have never guessed that I would have a 9-year cycle of having kids because I always said I was like 2 and done, but I would have never guessed how it would work out. Next year, I'll be the closing of my chapter on having babies. And notice if there's a specific theme that came up throughout your 9-year cycle. Because I noticed for me that self-love and self-worth was my biggest lesson throughout that whole period, as well as identity and control was really highlighted. I'm looking back at my notes now. Identity loss and shifting. And who am I now? I went through so many moments of who am I now over the course of this 9-year period. And if you are a mom, you know that first baby, it just changes you fundamentally and it's overnight. And it can be really, really jarring if you're not prepared for it. I know I wasn't. And with each child, there's another identity shift. And then for me, my spiritual awakening kind of started the year before. And so I've changed so much as a person. I would have probably said I was, spiritual, but not religious back then. I was not. I was tied to nothing. Like I had very little connection with the divine, with my soul, with my intuition. That's something I've really developed over these last 9 years. And I've had all these new levels of spiritual awakenings. So that was another big theme for me. And when you do go through these awakenings, you change again so fundamentally as a person because you have these new perspectives and new awarenesses that you didn't have before. So I really encourage you to look at your last 9 years and then also reflecting on this past year. My personal year this past year was an 8, and I was thinking, oh, this is going to be all about my business. 8s are all about focusing on your work, on entrepreneurship is a big thing for 8s, power, all of it, right? No, this year was actually all about self-worth for me. It was like I was closing this loop from the last 9 years on self-worth, and it was showing me where I still hadn't healed some of these stories and these ways of being in different relationships. And I thought I had, but I hadn't. And so this year really showed me that. And hopefully we're done with those lessons now that we're moving on to this next cycle. But It's really eye-opening when you look back and reflect on all this. So that was highly encouraged to me by the divine. Now let's get into the year ahead. Okay, so I'm going to look at my notes here. So we're leaving the year of the wood snake, the 9, like I said, shedding, releasing, transformation. You felt it. We all did. We all rebirthed a new version of ourselves this year, some to really massive degrees. And now next year, the year of the fire horse. And if you're watching on YouTube, I don't know if you can see, but I have this horse necklace that I got that really resonated with me. I actually got it at the beginning of this year, and I felt very called to wear red today. And as I was researching what does the fire horse mean in Chinese astrology, the color red apparently is for the fire horse. Fire horse is all about hard work, ambition, ambition to eventual success. Like you put in the work and you'll get there. Freedom, high energy, new beginnings. Fire specifically adds intensity, passion, motivation. And then the horse is all about courage, independence, vitality. The two are about just a dynamic, innovative period, a lot of transformation, and quick paced energy. Also, leadership is huge for the fire horse, which really very much coincides with the collective 1 year, which ones are all about new beginnings, leadership, independence, starting something. Now, when I was meditating on the energy and asking what y'all need to know, sovereignty and discernment were really, really big. It feels like this fast paced energy, because of that, there could be a lot of like the wool trying to be pulled over our eyes. It could be political, it could be the powers that be. Who knows? We will see. But sovereignty and discernment are going to be really, really important, more important than ever. And it's been that way, but this felt strong, really strong for this next year. Truth telling came forward. It was like that Sagittarius vibe energy, sharing your truth. And they said there's this enough is enough energy coming through. You are going to feel ready to do things, to do life in a new way that feels true and authentic to you. And you're just going to be like, I'm done. I can't keep doing my relationship this way, my partnership this way, or I can't keep doing motherhood this way, whatever it may be, my career. Like you might change jobs. I can't keep doing my career this way. This is not how I want to live. So there's going to be that like enough is enough. Let's try something new energy coming forward. I saw the fire horse igniting and really fueling the energy. Like I just saw it running in circles like a wild colt running around on fire. And then I also saw an image of Katniss from the Hunger Games. I forget which one it is, but she's the girl on fire and her outfit lights up. Oh, I'm getting chills. That powerful vibe that she had. So I saw that as part of the energy. But then I also saw the fire horse burning things down. Like anything that's not serving you is going to go, is how it feels, if it hasn't already. You've probably experienced a lot of that this year. I wrote down exciting time. It's not a culmination by any means. It's not a yes, we've made it, we're finally here at all. It's more of a fresh, new energy. It's more of like a reorganizing and realigning and a lot of aha moments that are going to move you to where you need to be. You may feel very called to start new projects, careers, meet new people, new relationships, just new. If you've been feeling stuck or stagnant, they said buckle up because the pace is quickening. And if you're not someone who does well with a faster pace, grounding and nervous system healing, energy healing, things like sound baths and meditation, those are going to be really extra important for you, but really for all of us, because this fast, quick pace, we also need to slow down so that we can tune in and hear our intuition. And if you're not doing meditation or some sort of mindfulness practice, you really need to start at this point, and it needs to be consistent. And I always tell people I have such a passion for meditation, but I was very averse to it for so many years because I thought it had to look a certain way. I thought I had to sit in silence for 40 minutes and just count my breaths. And that's not what it has to look like at all. I'll meditate while I'm in the car. I'll put on some solfeggio frequencies or some beautiful music, and just ask my soul what it wants to share with me. And obviously, you can't go super, super deep, but that's meditation. Or take a walk and go out in nature and just see what wants to come through, or just ask the trees to clear your energy. You know, there's so many ways that you can meditate. Make it whatever works for you. So those are the things that came through. Now let's get to the cards, everyone's favorite part. I'm going to use the Spirit Animal Oracle. And let's see, what are the themes for 2026? What are the themes for the listeners for 2026? What do they need to know? There's one. I like to get at least 3 themes. Whoa, that one really flew out. Wow, okay. A lot of themes just popped out, so we'll go through these. So for the first one is Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. Endings lead to beginnings, and death is a part of life. So Groundhog is here to let you know it is time to accept the natural ending of something that is no longer serving you. The new needs space to arrive so growth can occur. When this appears in your present situation, there's something you need to let go of so that something new can be born, something that will far better serve you now. Change is coming, and it is good, so let go of your resistance. Spring brings many blessings, and what must die will always be reborn in a new form that will be right for you. Say farewell to whatever once served you and get ready for something amazing to take its place. It's already coming your way. That's very positive. Okay, so there might be some shedding still happening for you. Next card, Parrot Spirit. Watch your words. Now, this can be for yourself, or it can be what you're saying to someone else. I get the sense it's more about how you're speaking to yourself. What are you saying? What message are you repeating? Is it something that makes you feel good about yourself and reminds you of your strengths and potentials? Be more mindful of your self-talk and its qualities. What do you say to others? Are you repeating what you truly believe? Speak with light and love. This can become a habit. Be generous with compliments and thanks, affirming all that is good so that your loving, healing words will be heard through the jungle, cutting through the noise and inspiring others. Words matter. Choose ones that lift you up and inspire others. I was listening to a podcast recently, and this woman has been crazy successful. She's a spiritual entrepreneur. And somebody was asking her, what do you think your success has been attributed to? And she said, well, part of it is I'm my biggest fan. And she goes, people say that, but I really am. She goes, the way I pump myself up and talk to myself all day long, she said, people would think I'm crazy, but that has been a huge part of why I am successful. So I think that's a message for all of us. That's a tricky one. It's one for me too. Okay, Vulture Spirit, nothing is wasted. This one is all about basically like what you've been through has the potential to be transmuted into something beneficial, and any suffering you've experienced has not gone to waste because it then becomes wisdom and understanding. No pain was in vain, no experience was wasted. You have the power to use it to co-create something far better. It's beautiful. The next theme for you for 2026, Giraffe Spirit, see the big picture. Let's see here. Observe from a higher view. Stretch your neck. Open your eyes to what others need or are experiencing and see the bigger picture that you fit into. You don't want to overlook details and connections that will help you better understand yourself and your circumstances. So look beyond what catches your attention at eye level. Know that not everything is as obvious as you might like it to be. Spirit will bestow you a new perspective that might make all the difference. Okay, this also feels like going back to the original message that I got about discernment, seeing the bigger picture. Like, what's the real why behind, say, like a news story? Here's a story, but like, what's really going on? What's the real agenda behind it? Is just the example that's coming to mind. All right. The next theme, there's 3 more. They gave me so many. I love this one. Koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. Life is not a race or a competition. Chasing around after every distraction can keep us from recognizing that we have all we need and that Spirit will always be there with gifts to sustain us. You are being asked to trust that by moving more slowly, with faith that abundance is everywhere, surrendering to a higher power greater than yourself, you will be able to experience the manifestations of your desires. Take your time enjoying the riches available to you right now, sitting peacefully, and you begin to radiate the joy and abundance you seek. Spirit is here to help you discover happiness, pleasure, and contentment, all gifts that are yours now and in the future. Have faith and trust in Spirit's plan for you and know that you are loved and cherished. Oh, okay. Next one, cat spirit. Claim your independence. How perfect with this fire horse 1 energy. Claim your independence and allow for some space between you and others in your life. The only way you can grow in all your relationships is to have a healthy sense of self-respect and self-worth. When you walk with dignity, knowing who you are, self-aware and willing to grow, trusting the value you bring, the world will mirror this back to you. Say no to codependency and enmeshment, live and let live, and practice taking risks as you wander into new territory. Let your independent spirit roam free. Okay, and then, this is so perfect for the last one. The last theme, cow spirit, the miracles are endless. That's such a pretty card. Okay, let's find that one. You are at a beautiful point in your life today, for your needs are being met effortlessly in so many ways. Embrace this truth by focusing on all you have right now. Pay attention because this is the perfect time to focus on the choices, actions, and behaviors that feed your soul and bring your heart contentment. It's also the time you will see many of your projects and commitments that were set in motion begin to yield valuable gifts that will bring you joy and love. Stay positive, share your well-being with others. The more you share, the more you manifest, so be generous. Cow Spirit promises you will never run out of miracles. How perfect. I feel like there is this underlying theme between some of these about gratitude. Yes, we're looking at what's next, but also reminding us to be present and be grateful for what is right before us and where we've come, like how we've gotten to this point. Okay, so next let's look at the challenges and opportunities for 2026. Okay, so potential challenges and opportunities for 2026. Challenges. Feels like this is actually supposed to be, normally I do these separately, but it feels like we're supposed to look at challenges and opportunities together. And now that I'm looking at these cards, I'm like, yeah, I think each one of these could be either a challenge or an opportunity based on how you look at it. Okay, so the first card is the Gateway. Open doors, opportunities, right timing. And this is the Ancient Stones Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, another one of my favorites. The Gateway is a guiding light for exciting new possibilities and opportunities that are rising within you and beckoning you forth. Things are sinking, doors are swinging open. Don't worry about the details. The portal is opening and life is on your side. This card usually appears with a message of positive new beginnings and right timing. Opportunities are being handed to you on a platter, and you're being invited to choose a new timeline for your expansion. Your gateway this makes sense why I felt like these are supposed to challenges and opportunities together. Your gateway may come through a challenge you're facing, which makes sense. I'm like, I don't know why, but I feel like challenges and opportunities, it's like two sides of the same coin. We were supposed to look at this together. Your gateway may come through a challenge you're facing, or it could be a hard-earned dream coming to fruition, or simply a key to your destiny appearing on your path. Saying yes to your gateway is saying yes to a higher desired outcome. It's saying yes to your destiny, yes to your expansion. What new direction are you being called to take, and what new opportunity are you being called to embrace? So exciting. That's so perfect for next year. Okay, the next card, also right in line with what we've been talking about. Pave your own way. Leadership, courage, forge, don't follow. It's a card of boldness and leadership that invites you to do things your own way and bravely go where no one else has gone before. Maybe you're the first one in your family system to do something new, or perhaps you're the black sheep of the flock. Embrace your uniqueness, journey courageously into the unknown, and do it in a way that only you can. How are you being called to step forward and lead? What kind of leader do you wish you'd had while you were growing up? What kind of leader do you wish you had now? How can you be that for yourself and others who are just like you? What new places are you being called to explore? What are you being called to do differently? That was what they said in the beginning. How can you refrain from following others? Step out of the box and lead. Amazing. So I can see how that could be an opportunity, but also a challenge if that's something you're not used to doing. It takes a lot of courage to go first and to be a leader and to do things differently from everyone else around you or from the way that your family does things, and potentially get some sort of fallback from it from other people who don't understand. Believe me, I have been there. If you're going through that, please reach out and I'll talk you through it, because I've been there. So many times people are like, "What? Why are you moving all of a sudden?" It's like, well, I'm following my intuition on what I'm supposed to do. But why? Everything's good. Like, why would you change it? Why are you changing things? Or why are you starting your own business? It's so much harder to start your own business and do your own thing. You could just make money continuing on in, sales, which is what my past career was. It's hard when people don't get it, but you have to follow what your soul is calling you to do. And it really feels like you're going to feel that push more than ever this year. Okay, next card, which we just kind of mentioned from the last deck when I was mentioning gratitude. See the beauty, gratitude, the sacred is everywhere. And again, remember, this can be a potential challenge or an opportunity. So you might feel the push-pull there. The world is filled with never-ending beauty. Enter a state of appreciation and gratitude. When we enter this state, we're having an embodied experience of spirit, and we're more receptive to receiving and calling in the gifts of our life. When we notice the beauty that surrounds us, we not only see the sacred that's already here, but we also activate it within ourselves. Beauty is all around us if we awaken our hearts and turn our gaze upward, if we're willing to take the time to look for it. What blessings can you appreciate right now in your life? I was actually just listening to a podcast this morning that I don't normally listen to, but I felt called to it. Her name is Kelly Rich. It's called Own Your Intuition. It was like a 10-minute podcast. And I'm like, oh, I just want to see what she has to say. And she was saying the quickest way to connect with the divine, the secret sauce, is gratitude. And so this is really hammering in that point. It's like, see the beauty everywhere. Also slow down in this busy, fast-paced year we're going to experience, and come back to your connection through gratitude. Okay, so I love where this is going. I'm so excited. Lastly, let's ask where's 26? Let's ask, where is 2026 taking us? What is the potential outcome for us for 2026? Where is this energy? Where's this energy taking us? I shuffle really weird, so I'm not going to show you how I do it. I don't do it like anyone else. Whoop. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. We got a few cards. Okay, so the first one, amplify your positive emotions. The title is not necessarily what you would think for this card, but you see the ripple effect. There is a ripple effect of energy flowing from you. Be positive. Simply staying happy and sending the happiness out from your heart will benefit those around you. As you adjust your motives and attitudes, this energy flows from you in circles, affecting all of your desires and beliefs. There is a chance to bring good fortune and influence to all of the events in your life. As circles also represent cycles, know that you are continually going in and out of cycles, growing and changing. With every ending comes a new beginning. Trust that the positive energy you radiate will attract exactly what you wish for. Love that. Coming back to gratitude again. Okay, the next one. Clear out the old, which I feel like is going back to what I said in the beginning. There's like a realignment and a reorganizing that's coming forward this year. Whatever you're experiencing now is a creation that you have brought into existence from past thoughts and feelings. Let go and begin to dream of a new reality. Let go of any aspects of this creation that no longer serve you or have a purpose. Release anything that has gone wrong in the past. Release also any material possessions that do not serve the new dream you want to create. Know that wherever you are now, you can create anew and begin again. So yeah, coming back to a little bit of shedding, it feels like with this realignment and reorganization of things in the physical, maybe new people coming in or new locations, new careers, all the new, it also feels like you're going to have to realign and reorganize within. Could be your belief systems, or like we talked about with one of the cards, your inner monologue, your thoughts. I was actually just working on this 111 event that I'm hosting here locally in Atlanta. And I wrote down intention plus belief plus action is what people don't always understand for manifestation, is that you need all three. And a lot of times people have the intention and maybe they take the action steps, but they still don't have the beliefs in place. And that's why they don't shift or they don't receive the manifestation, because you need all three to shift your frequency. That feels like a message for somebody. But I really feel like belief systems and your thoughts are going to be really important going into this year. So keep that top of mind. And then the last card is perfect setting. And again, remember, this is the potential outcome of 2026, where it's taking us. If you have a goal or vision, provide the right surroundings for that dream to flourish. Oh my gosh, you guys. Positive self-talk, affirmations, being kind to yourself, celebrating your talents and successes. All of these create fertile soil for your dreams to take root and grow. Like, you literally can't make this stuff up. I freaking love being connected to my soul, the divine, intuition. Like, how funny. Just talking about this 5 seconds ago. All of these create fertile soil for your dreams to take root and grow. Sometimes when you push too hard, it can hinder the harmonious unfolding of your journey. Trust the process, relax, and allow nature to take its course. Belief and positive support is needed to accomplish your goal. You guys, I can't. Keep in mind, nature makes growing and blossoming look effortless, but the secret is all in the details. Make sure you are taking the steps necessary to attain this perfect environment. So yeah, it feels like this is really, which makes sense with a 1 year. What's coming through is we're setting ourselves up this year. This is not all my dreams are coming to fruition and everything I've been working on. This is, I'm setting myself up for this next 9-year cycle. And a lot of this is coming from belief, self-talk, gratitude, intuition, connection with the divine, slowing down as the pace gets faster, remembering that you are so abundant and you are so loved by the divine and you have everything you need. It's so cliche, but it's true. It's easy to forget in our fast-paced world. But yeah, I'm so excited. Like, I'm so ready for this fresh, new energy. This last year has been intense, and I think we're all ready to move forward from it and just move into this next cycle. So let me know what you think. Make sure to come back to this episode throughout the year, and I would love to hear from you and hear how things land. And it'll be really interesting when I do the monthly energy forecast to see how they coincide. Also, I have a 12-minute meditation that I just released on YouTube last week, and it'll be on all the podcast platforms soon. It's basically like a reflection, releasing, and then setting intentions. Highly recommend checking that out to move you forward. And then one thing that's just coming through right now is We often think of the new year starting in January because the Gregorian calendar, and I know I've spoken about this in the past. I personally always feel it hitting like later in February. I just found out that in Chinese astrology, which I guess I should have known the Chinese New Year, it makes sense. In Chinese astrology, the new year hits, I want to say it's like February 17th, mid to late February. That's always when I start to feel the energy shift. And I'm pretty sure I remember in my astrology episode with Chelsea, she also mentioned that everything was going to start moving forward late February. So if you are not feeling the shift in January, just know that it's coming. It's just coming maybe later than your logical mind wants it to. And we'll see what happens. The January energy forecast will be coming soon. So we'll see how that coincides with what's come forward today. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you subscribe, especially on YouTube. I would love to grow this channel and provide more content for you. And like and share. And I would love to hear from you. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for listening to the High Vibe Soul podcast. Your support means the world to me. So if you enjoyed this episode, please rate, review, subscribe, and share with a loved one. Sign up for my newsletter and receive 2 free high vibe meditations straight to your inbox. And for more ways to work with me, click the links in the show notes. I would love to hear from you, so send me a message on my Instagram at the.highvibe.soul, and I'll see you next time.